Today in Moldova, traditions, religion, and food. If you have seen the previous videos, you will have realized that this is a mainly agricultural country. So I will show you first where everything comes from, the Moldovan garden. Come with me. But first, I would like to stop by Bunica Elena's house, who has some trees in her garden full of walnuts. Watch how Jena's opened them. One more sign that they eat what they produce, what they have around them, and what grows in their gardens. These are still green walnuts, but very tasty. Bunica will show the others.
Oh!
Let me have this little glass of homemade cherry liqueur for this narrative about food, please. The fertility of its soils is one of its strengths, although the winters are harsh. Moldova, along with Ukraine, have always been known as the breadbasket of the former USSR, where they had a lot of food for all the population. As you have seen here, the soil is still fertile and you can grow a lot of fruits and vegetables. Homemade is precisely what they tell you every time that there is food on the table. Even meat, on many occasions. It is their hallmark. By the way, wherever you go, even if it's not lunchtime, food will start to appear in front of you as if by magic. There is always placenta on the table in addition to fresh products from the garden. They will always serve you some welcome drink. I have already taken mine. And after the welcome, the food itself. There will always be smantana on the table, a dairy product with at least 20% fat, which they eat with everything. Rice stuffed peppers, the famous placenta, this doll that can be stuffed with potato, cheese or cabbage, and today, a special day, baked duck with fat and butter. Yes, from home. I tell you in advance that this is only the first meal of the day. Wait for the next one. Now that we have recovered energy, we get going, address, or hey Becky. On the way, you can see the traditional houses of the Morobaya village. Very interesting. On the way back, we will enter one. We have already arrived. It has been fast. Orheibeck consists mainly of a church and a series of monk caves. They are located in this elevation that ends in a ravine. But hey, let's put ourselves in the context. Moldova is a country with an Orthodox majority. It was a territory that was under the influence of the Byzantine Empire. Orheibeck is one of the most beloved symbols in Moldova. As I have told you, here is a church, in which are some old caves that date back, more or less, before the 16th century. Some characteristics of the Orthodox branch is that they are governed by the Justinian calendar, the priests can get married, or they carry out the sign of the cross from the right shoulder. And for example, there are no statues in the churches, only flat images. The Raud River surrounds the ravine next to the small village of Butuceni. The different symbols guide us along the way. In addition to religion, remains have been found here from the Paleolithic, from the Dacian people, and even from the fearsome Golden Horde. Let's go down the cave and see its primitive monastery. This place is known by the monks who live here. There are some monastic low cells carved into the rock, and because of that, they have constantly remained in a position of prayer. In ancient times, it is said that the Hadyuks, Christian bandits, took refuge here after attacking the Ottomans. Now there are only the monks who are in charge of its maintenance. one more place to make wishes. I will not miss the opportunity. We get going, and before eating again, which I know you are looking forward to, leave us a like. And let's visit for a moment an old traditional Moldovan house on the way. I am amazed by its cane roofs, its typical patterns and motifs. Moldovan folklore and its traditions and celebrations are respected by all. They form an essential part of these people, and I think they tried hard to keep it. Here is an example of the most archaic cave-type houses, but now we will see some more current. The truth is that they really like this shade blue. I never asked them why. Then they used to cover the whole floor with rugs, a way to heat the house. Oh, the famous soba, which is a kind of fireplace that usually forms a wall with the bed. Well, now, yes, the food is about to arrive. For currency exchange, 100 Moldovan lei is like 5 euros. You can see the prices in the menu. As a note, we could say that this side is somewhat more touristic. A little wine and the dishes arrive. First, the chicken soup with the vegetables and some noodles. Its name is seama. It's a soup that usually goes first, perfect for cold days. And again, the placinta, but this time a somewhat more spongy and flaky version. Here comes the classic, polenta. In Romanian and Moldova they call it mamalige, accompanied by that some pork meat and sheep milk cheese. The star dish for the end, sarmale, a mixture of rice and meat rolled in cabbage leaves. The trick is that it finished steaming. Quite a feast, you see. So we go to the swing and wait for you there until the next chapter.